Hello and welcome everyone to the product webinar of SocialPilot. We are excited to have you join us today as we explore the super loved capabilities of SocialPilot to improve the impact of your video marketing efforts. With that said, let me introduce myself. My name is Pushkar. I lead the product marketing at SocialPilot, and joining me today is Rahul Girdhar. He's a product specialist with tremendous experience and expertise in social media marketing with SocialPilot. Rahul will be guiding us through some of the most powerful techniques to really supercharge your ROI on video marketing. For those new around here, let me introduce SocialPilot briefly. SocialPilot is an all-in-one solution for managing social media marketing. The platform is trusted by an ever-growing number of 13,500 plus customers from across the world and is highly recommended on G2 for its capabilities. It helps you scale social media marketing with key capabilities of scheduling and publishing on multiple social media accounts simultaneously. In addition to these, a really important capability for agencies is the white label subscription, where you could own the entire suite with your personalized branding to run your very own social media marketing business. Feel free to try all these capabilities and reach out to our experts for any roadblocks in your process to make the most of them. Today, our focus is on video, the most loved content format, boasting countless billions of views every day. Let's look at how popular video is. Facebook alone boasts 8 billion video views every day, and combined with Facebook and Instagram, about 200 billion reels are played every single day. Whereas users on TikTok watch over 1 billion videos on a daily basis. Isn't that huge? A recent study from Insevia said that users retain almost 95% of the information when it's conveyed through a video, as compared to a mere 10% from a text format. And what do users do for half the time on social media? Well, they watch videos. Video content really helps brands tell their stories and convey the right emotions. It could be entertaining, funny videos or some really beneficial skills and services. Video conveys it all like no other format can. Some of the most relevant KPIs that have an upwards impact on video marketing when you're consistent with publishing on SocialPilot are: the first one is growth. When you publish consistently by maintaining a schedule with the calendar, you will see an increase in your follower count. The second one is engagement rate. That has an impact when you publish great content with features like first comments or AI generated captions, which brings in those likes and shares. The third one is the reach. When it comes to getting your content discovered, SocialPilot helps you with content generation and especially those relevant hashtags. And ultimately, when you see a consistent growth in all these metrics, your conversion rate is bound to increase. We found some really insightful observations from our data that make videos get all the attention on social media. Adding a killer hook to start your videos and ensuring you put those covers on your shorter format videos make users stop from scrolling away. Using the latest trending music tracks really makes your videos fully watchable and entertaining. One of the key points for getting those likes is to keep the videos short and diversify publishing in different formats like Reels, stories, and longer in feed videos. Next one is pretty common. What's a social media post without a good caption? We've seen that well-written captions with relevant hashtags help users discover new video content and in turn increase the number of saves and shares. With all these tips in mind, let's get started with some insightful sessions and kickstart our learnings on how to run winning video campaigns with SocialPilot. Moving on to the main agenda of the webinar, let's look at some of the topics that we'll be covering today. In the upcoming presentation by Rahul, we'll be looking at how we can publish quirky video content through SocialPilot on all your social media channels. Next up, we'll see how to plan and collaborate better on SocialPilot, followed up with how to measure the success of your campaigns with analytics. Once we've covered that, we'll be going through some of the really cool actionable updates on SocialPilot that will give every marketer some extra time in their calendar. We'll also have some exciting news in terms of some great benefits for all the users on SocialPilot later. After that, we'll have an elaborate Q&A session before we end the webinar. Though you can keep those questions coming in throughout the webinar, as we have our experts who would be answering your questions in real time while the webinar is ongoing. So without further ado, I'll hand it over to Rahul to take the stage and navigate you through the SocialPilot app to see how to give your video marketing campaigns the boost that they deserve. Over to you, Rahul.
All right. Thank you, Pushkar. Welcome to the webinar, everyone. Good to be here. So today's webinar is going to include video content, how I can upload different types of video content on the social media platforms, and some tips and tricks that can directly boost the visibility and engagement. But before we jump into it, let's try to understand what different types of videos are possible. So here I've categorized all the different type of video posts into three. The first is short videos that will include reels as well as the feed videos. Then the long videos, which could be from a few minutes to hours as well. And finally, stories. We all know stories. These are only for 24 hours. Now, what are the unique benefits of each kind of these posts? Now, short videos are best for high engagement. We all know people have less attention span, and that's why these videos perform really well as compared to any others. If we talk about long videos, these will help me deliver detailed content to my users. The engagement can be slightly less, but I would only retain engaged viewers who are genuinely interested in the product. And if we talk about stories, stories is a great way for me to maintain continuous content. We have all heard multiple times that being regular on social media helps us create a business identity, helps us engage a bond with our users, and stories can be a great way for us to do that. There can be multiple stories in a day or a week. So the first section we're going to cover is about creating all these different type of videos. So here we're going to create video posts with the help of short videos and long videos. We'll try to optimize content for each type of post with the actions like first comment, optimizing the caption that can directly help in the reach. We also have some advanced features like a reel cover, audio title, and how that can impact your post performance, how we can store content in SocialPilot, and how I can create a post from scratch while I'm using SocialPilot. So let's quickly jump to the dashboard and let's understand about creating some content. So here we are into the SocialPilot dashboard. To understand the basic setup, here I am connecting these different accounts. These are the two different brands that I'll be managing. Let's check these out. One is a food chain, that is Pablo Chicken and Soup. And the second one is a podcast, that is Social Squeeze Podcast. So throughout the webinar, we'll try to create some content for each type of accounts and see how it can work. Let's quickly get started. Now, the first post that I'll be creating is going to be a feed video post that will be published on Facebook, X, Instagram, Threads, and Pinterest. This is going to be a video for the food chain Pablo Chicken. So before we start with anything, the first thing to do here is to draft a caption. So for that, I can directly use SocialPilot's AI assistant. Let's quickly create a caption with the help of the templates in here. Let's say the post is for Facebook. I can add the outline of the post here, which is to order delicious chicken bowl from Pablo's Chicken and Soup. I can even select a tone, which will make the audience feel exactly how I want them to feel. Let's select excited over here and quickly generate. So here we go. I have a well-crafted caption, which includes hashtags, emojis, and the relevant keywords as well. Now let's start creating a post directly from here. And here we go. Now, we all know that relevant keywords in the caption helps us with the SEO, optimizing the search engine. However, as a user, whenever I'm watching such short videos, especially in public, all the videos are on mute. And to understand or for me to deliver the message to the audience, the caption helps me massively over there. So the caption can deliver the message and also reinforce the message which is there in the video itself. We're uploading the video. Meanwhile, what else can I do to increase the engagement? We all know hashtags have a huge role. So we can add more number of hashtags. People directly follow these hashtags and they can search for all of these hashtags on their social media platforms, which will help them guide to the actual video. So I can add the hashtags on my own. I can even save some hashtags in the library or use SocialPilot's AI assistant to generate up to 30 different hashtags for me and directly add all of these in the caption. Here in the image, I can see how the preview for the post is going to look like. Let's play the video. Not just that, I can also select a custom thumbnail in here as well. So I can select how the video would look like on the social media platforms. And hey, as a user, before clicking on any video, the first thing that I see is how the thumbnail is going to look like. So that's eventually going to make any user's decision to watch a video or not. Now let's start customizing the post. Firstly, let's talk about Facebook. So the first thing which I would do for Facebook is directly add tags. I can tag a company over here, the company page, and adding a tag is a great opportunity for me to start networking. It gives credibility to my post as well. And it is also going to increase the visibility because the post would not just be visible to my audience, but also to the audience of the collaborated tag. I can add the first comment as well. So in case I find the caption to be cluttered with the hashtags, I can use all of these hashtags as a part of the first comment. So these hashtags will still be a part of the post. However, it would not be a part of the caption, leaving it nice and neat, but a part of the first comment. I can also add a video title and content category. So having the right keywords over here can help with the search engine. Let me quickly add the video title. And here we go. And especially adding a content category will help my users navigate to the similar content when they are binge watching on all such short videos on the social media platforms. So this can directly increase the visibility of the post both on Facebook and also on the external search engines. Now let's move on to the next platform, which is going to be X or Twitter. Now we all know that for Twitter, I cannot upload more than 280 characters. And I can see it here in red, it's 625. The first thing I need to do is make sure it follows the right character limit. I can reduce the character limit, make sure it goes below 280 and only then publish the content. So while I am posting the video on the other platforms, I can even make changes to the Twitter caption directly in here. Next, we are going to talk about Instagram. Now here in Instagram, the features are quite similar to Facebook. I can start tagging. I can tag a page in the first comment, a public profile, or I can even tag it in the caption as well. Let's also add the hashtags in the first comment to make it the caption more concise. And I can also select a thumbnail from any of the given options. And here the same can also be previewed, how the post is going to look like. One of the amazing news for all of our users here is that SocialPilot also offers threads right now. And it's a great news because as soon as Threads API was released, our team was one of the first ones to get it on board. And within 24 hours, we were able to bring threads. And now all of us can publish on threads via SocialPilot. So I can make the changes to the caption, even see how the video is going to look like, and then publish it. Another platform which now supports videos with the help of SocialPilot is Pinterest. This is again an update which has been made in the last 1 month itself. And now I can add videos on Pinterest as well. An interesting part over here is also uploading a custom thumbnail. So for Pinterest, I can upload a custom thumbnail from any of these sources, from the device or the cloud integrations, and directly add a thumbnail which would make it more aesthetic and also make users click on that video with an attractive thumbnail. Another option over here on Pinterest is to add a destination link. So if I need to add a destination link of the main page, I can add it over here, which will help me boost the traffic on that source. Now, once I've created all of the content for these platforms, the feed video is created for Pablo. Let's try to schedule and see how it can be done. So firstly, I'll see all the accounts which are selected right here. However, if I want to create a group, I can even do that. So all of his accounts will be automatically selected. And then if I want to schedule, I can simply click on the schedule option, pick up a date and time when I would want the post to be published on, and it will be published. If I want to spread out the timing, so let's say I don't want the post to be published at the exact same time for all of the platforms, I can even set up a staggered time and all the posts will be published during the same time with a gap of some minutes. Another optimization that's launched by SocialPilot is going to be about repeat post. So while I am trying to repeat my post, I can select a frequency. If I wanted to repeat daily, weekly, or the number of times, I can select the start date and the end date. So let's say from the 18th to the 18th of August, I've done it. And here I can schedule a post on a repeated way, which will automatically be repeated after every single week. So now creating such repeat posts is very easy via SocialPilot. So we created a feed video post, which was for Pablo's, wherein we added first comment, we added more number of hashtags, adding a thumbnail from the frame, which can help improve the visibility of the overall post. Then we are going to upload feed video, long videos, and stories. To save our time, I have saved all of such videos in the content library being offered by SocialPilot. Let's directly move to the library. For all of you who are new here, a content library is a place wherein I can store all of my posts and hashtags. There's no limit on the content library. So I can keep on adding my post. If there are any templates, any top performing posts, any ideas that I have to save, I can save it for myself or even share it with my team so they can use the content which has been stored, and it can be a great place for me to collaborate. Here I've stored a story for Pablo, long video for a podcast, and a reel for the podcast. Let's start with the reel with everyone's favorite. So here we have a well-optimized caption along with the video. Now, we just heard in the starting of the webinar that Reels every day just across Facebook and Instagram have over 200 billion views. Imagine a very high number, right? In here, I can also schedule these Reel format, which is 9:16, to YouTube Shorts and also to TikTok. So let's quickly jump into it. We have added the image caption. Let's quickly add more hashtags using the AI. Let's generate hashtags, which will automatically be dependent on the caption I've added. And these have been added. I can always reduce the number of hashtags if I don't want all of these. Now let's make some changes on Facebook. So the first thing I need to do is select it as a reel so it can be uploaded as one. I can preview the reel. I can also add a first comment in here. Now, while I'm uploading a reel for a podcast, the hashtags might not be the best use of the first comment. I can also add a link over here, which can encourage my users to follow my podcast, maybe look at the full podcast or follow my channel as well. Similar to the reel title, which optimizes the search engine, you can also add a reel title for Facebook similar to posts, so it can boost your visibility. And again, I have an option to add a reel cover. So here I can add a customized reel cover from any of these sources. The benefit in here is that we know the first thing which users will see is going to be the thumbnail, but having a completely customized thumbnail can help me give an amazing aesthetic to my feed as well. So once people view the feed, it could be really appealing, aesthetic, and attractive to them. So this is how the video would actually look like. I can also give credits by tagging people in the caption in the first comment. Now let's move on to Instagram and schedule it as a reel. Now here again, for Instagram, the customizations will remain the same. I can add the link to the channel as well. However, links will not be clickable on Instagram. The best thing here will be to add more number of hashtags. So I've added the hashtags over here. There are two options to upload a reel. One is using direct publication, and the other one will be mobile reminders. We'll get to know more about the mobile reminders in a bit. Let's focus on direct publishing for now. So for Instagram, I can directly add an audio title as well, which will ensure that people who follow the right audio titles, it will help them deliver a message, and they can also navigate through the posts. Instagram has an option to tag profiles in the caption, or I can also tag profiles directly on the reel itself. The benefit is if I tag someone in the post, I directly mention them within the content. It can be used to give some credit, highlight partnership, or to simply notify someone that they are being featured in the post. If I want to go one step ahead, I can also add a collaborator on Instagram. It goes beyond tagging and it involves a joint content creation effort between me and the other parties. It can be used by influencers, brands, or even some content creator. Each of these parameters helps to serve the visibility, engagement, and reach of the post on Instagram because it's not limited to my audience. It's going to be visible to the audience of the collaborators and the profiles I've tagged. Next, we're going to go to YouTube. Now for YouTube as well, I have the option to upload a custom thumbnail. If it's a YouTube verified account, I can upload it from one of the sources, or I can select one of the thumbnail from the frames itself, which would be shown on the platform. And if my video is 9:16 ratio, it will automatically be scheduled as a YouTube short and not as a long video. Here I have some advanced customizations for YouTube as well, wherein I can change the video title, so having the relevant keywords over here in the title and the description can directly help my video rank higher. I can also change the privacy status. If the video is ready to go out, I can make it public, or the other options like private and unlisted. Having the right content category on YouTube becomes even more important because this is a platform where people binge watch videos. And if they're navigating similar content, eventually they're going to come to my video if I've selected the right category. From here, I can also add the license rights and any video tags that I might want. So one of the important things to add a video tag it is more crucial whenever people misspell the particular video. If they're looking for something, they've not spelled it right, the video tags will help your video rank higher and for them to discover the content as well. I can also allow embedding, publishing to subscription feeds, and to notify the users if they've asked for it. And if it's made for kids, I can select this option, which will also recommend the video along with other kids' videos as well. Finally, we talk about TikTok. So for TikTok as well, I can schedule these videos. I can select the thumbnail from any one of the given options in the frame over here, optimize the description. Again, there will be two options, one for direct publishing, the other one for mobile reminders. Changing the privacy settings for TikTok is also possible. And to boost and encourage my users to engage more, I can even allow them to comment, do it, and stitch. And it's a great way for boosting fellow content creators to engage with it more, as they can do it with my video, or they can even use a part of my video to stitch it with their own content. Another new feature which we've launched recently is about disclosing post content on YouTube. So if you're creating this post particularly for your brand, you can have the option for your brand. It will be labeled as promotional content. However, if I'm creating content for another party or a third party, I can select branded content, which will ensure it will be labeled as paid partnership. However, it's not compulsory to mention the brand or the branded content. It's normally recommended if you are creating content for a third party, so it can look like a paid partnership. And then all I need to do is select the accounts from here. I can remove Pinterest. We haven't scheduled over there. And simply schedule this post on the future date and time when I would want it to be published. Let's schedule it on the 23rd of July with a gap of 1 hour. And here we go. That's how easy it is to publish the most trending type of videos, which are reels or short videos. And they're always trending probably because of their dimensions, their size, and their less attention span, which is required. Now let's move on to the next type of videos, which is going to be about long videos. Now, as we discussed earlier, long videos is a great way for me to deliver detailed content and also a great opportunity for me to build a deeper connection with my audience through a more substantial content. So this long video will be uploaded for the Daily Squeeze podcast. It will be uploaded on Facebook, Instagram. It will be uploaded on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. So let's quickly make changes. Let's look at the video first.
Now, I want to show you guys just how easy it is to try out SocialPilot's tool.
Now, long videos are often used for tutorials, webinars, or even any of the detailed reviews. And in such case, I'm sure to have an even higher visibility and reach, I can add subtitles. So that's another new feature which has been launched by SocialPilot. I can add subtitles for a video so that subtitles can be visible in different languages, and I can reach out to a multilingual audience, increasing the overall reach of my post. Let's make some changes on Facebook. The changes remain the same. I can select a video title from here, even add a content category that can help my users navigate, generate a first comment. In fact, I can also target my audience. So let's say if for this particular podcast, I would like to target a particular age group or a particular location, I can also target organically from within my followers from Facebook. Next, we're going to upload it on LinkedIn. So here we can again see how the content is going to look like for LinkedIn. I can optimize it more, maybe by tagging certain pages. And I can also add the first comment. Similarly to Facebook, LinkedIn also has an option to organically target the audience. The parameters here are going to be different, which are dependent on industries, company size, seniority, functions, and the language. And I can target based on these parameters. The only requirement here is to have at least 300 audience followers, and I'm sure that could be the case. Now, the most important platform for all type of videos is going to be YouTube. People spend hours and hours watching videos on YouTube, and this can be a good source of engagement for me and my business. Now, one of the important things over YouTube is optimizing the description. For these long videos, people need a well-crafted caption as well. Here I have the message or the main caption in the description, which explains my video and the type of content. I can optimize it further. Maybe I can give credits to the person who's in the video. I can also add a timestamp for YouTube. Often when we are creating content on YouTube or while I'm watching content on YouTube, I don't want to watch the complete video. But having such timestamps will enable me to navigate it through very easily, find what I'm looking for, and eventually clicking on that video. Finally, it is a great option for me to encourage my users to follow, like, and subscribe, especially on the YouTube channel while uploading a long video. So I can even add a call to action from here, which can encourage my participants to even collaborate. So once I have made these changes, I can upload a thumbnail, I can select from here as well. Then let's schedule this particular long video post to the social media platforms. All right, here we go. Let's schedule it on the 26th of July. And again, another important thing to remember about long videos, it's a great way to boost your engagement and build a deeper connection with audience who are not going to leave your page ever. Now we have created different type of posts that include reels, feed videos, and long videos. The one remaining is going to be about a story. Now this particular story is going to be uploaded for Pablo's food chain restaurants. Let's quickly do that. If we talk about a story, it can be uploaded via SocialPilot on Facebook as well as LinkedIn. So once the video is uploaded, let's start making some customizations. So firstly, for Facebook, all I need to do is make it a story. It does not require a caption, and I can directly upload the story. Similarly, for Instagram, all I need to do is add a story. I can preview how the video is going to look like on the social media platforms. And then I have the option for direct publishing or even mobile reminders. What's the difference in here? If I go for direct publishing, as it explains, it will be directly published, which means on the scheduled date, I don't have to do anything. The post is going to be published automatically. However, if I want to make some more customizations, maybe I want to add polls, I want to add some trending audio directly through Instagram, or I want to add some stickers. In that case, it's recommended to go via mobile reminders. How it works is that once something is set via mobile reminders, I'll be receiving a push notification on my SocialPilot mobile app, and then I'll have to push it out on Instagram. Let's quickly see how that process would look like. And here we go. So first of all, the mobile application can be used to always work on the go. I'm not going to be in front of my laptop throughout. So it's recommended to have the mobile app. I can directly click a picture, upload it from my phone using the SocialPilot mobile app, and it can be used to enhance posts more with the help of mobile reminders. How it works is that once a post is supposed to be published, I'll receive a push notification like this, and then I'll be redirected to Instagram from the SocialPilot mobile app, wherein the media will be downloaded, the caption will be copied. So I really don't have to do a lot just to publish it. And then on Instagram, once I'm logged into the correct account, I attach the media. I can add some questions, polls, music, links directly over here, which are possible to be done via Instagram, and then publish the post. So this is how I can use some advanced customizations as well, which are only available directly through Instagram, even while I'm scheduling through SocialPilot. Now, one of the important things that we discussed about videos and that can actually make a difference in deciding whether I'm going to view the video or not is going to be about the thumbnail. So here is a quick chart. You can even take a screenshot of it so you don't forget to add a thumbnail to any of your posts in the future. First of all, let's talk about a custom thumbnail that can be created by me and uploaded. It can be uploaded on these 4 platforms. Whereas on the others, I will have an option to select a thumbnail from the frame itself, but not actually upload a custom thumbnail. For threads specifically for now, we don't have an option to add a custom thumbnail or to select one from frame. It'll automatically be published with the default thumbnail. So that's how we can create certain content, including videos, and publish it on all the social media platforms by making some advanced high-level customizations. Over to you, Pushkar.
Awesome. There's so much we can do on SocialPilot when it comes to videos, right? Thanks for that insightful session and an elaborate walkthrough, Rahul. I'm sure that everyone here is getting new ideas to improve their video campaigns on different social media platforms, right? On that note, let's move on to the next bit of running video campaigns, which is planning and collaboration. In the upcoming walkthrough, we will see how we can manage content publishing schedule on multiple brands by using the most loved tool on SocialPilot, which is the calendar. We'll also see how we can work collaboratively with team members for planning and publishing your video campaigns. So let's get started. Over to you, Rahul.
All right. Uh, Now, as a marketer, it's always important for me to navigate through my calendar, plan my calendar, see what number of posts are planned for each and every brand, so I can always make the last minute changes that I needed. So let's move to the calendar to see how I can do it all myself, even collaborate with my team while I'm scheduling posts from SocialPilot. Let's jump onto the calendar. And by the way, one of my favorite ways to access all the features in SocialPilot is the dashboard itself. You'll have a list of all the features that you want to explore. Directly click here and you're on the. So here's how the calendar would look like. I can see all the content that is being published for all of these accounts. There are different views available. It could be monthly, weekly, or daily. Now, the best part over here is to create filters. Now, let's say I want to view the calendar for only one of the brands. I can filter based on that group itself. So I don't get to see for all of the other brands as well. In fact, directly in the calendar, I can click on a post. I can try to understand the type of post it is. I can see the icon right here. And if it's a video, it's going to be a video post. For image, it's going to be an image icon and a text one for text. In case I want to make some changes to the content, I can directly click over here to change the date and time. I can also drag and drop a post, which makes it super easy for me to reschedule one. Over here, I can save it to the library. So if one of my posts has performed really well, I have a very good template, I can directly move that post to the library and work on it whenever I want in the later amount of time. I can also duplicate or reshare a post if I want to share the similar post. Also make some more changes to the post while I'm duplicating it. And finally, if I want to delete, I can delete. Now, to make any changes to the content which has been planned, I can directly start editing the post. Now I can make changes before the post is published. I can start making all the changes myself. Let's say I want a different thumbnail. I can upload a different thumbnail on my own, or I can even collaborate with my team members. So let's say I have a team who I'm working with over here. I directly tag my team member, Adam. I can ask him to please add a thumbnail. So in case I forget to add some of the important advanced capabilities that we did, it's always possible for me to leave a comment, collaborate with my team members, or in the end, do it myself. Finally, if I want to reshare a post, one of the important use cases of the calendar is when I have to reshare a post. Let's say I've uploaded this particular story on Instagram or this YouTube short, and now I would want to reshare it as an Instagram story. All I need to do in this case is click on duplicate, go to Instagram, make it a story this time, see the preview, and then simply publish this content to my social media platforms. So if a reel is existing, I can use the similar content to even upload a story that can be even more effective. So that's about the calendar, how I can have different times in the calendar, how I can have different views as well, and collaborate with my team members directly here. Over to you, Pushkar.
Great. Thanks for that quick walkthrough, Rahul. Now that we've seen everything about content creation, publishing, planning, and collaboration, it's time to measure the impact of all the hard work that we've put together, right? Moving to analytics. Tracking your KPIs closely and consistently is really critical for your video campaigns to succeed, as it becomes the key indicator of your content working well or needing any alterations to your publishing strategies. With features like scheduled reporting on SocialPilot, users can just do that. Ultimately, all these metrics are really going to help us measure the ROI of our video marketing efforts. Rahul will be taking us through some of the key KPIs to measure the success of your video campaigns. Over to you, Rahul.
All right. So once I've published any post, one of the most important things that will become for me is to see how my posts have performed, to learn from them, to publish similar posts in the future, which can have high engagement, and how I can use the most out of the analytics. So let's jump to the dashboard to view how the analytics would look like. And here we go. So first of all, the analytics are available for these 5 platforms, which is Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Google Business Profile. We'll go to Facebook and Instagram, where they have more number of videos. And by the way, just a disclosure, we have a huge announcement with respect to analytics in the upcoming updates. So stay tuned for it. We'll be making it by the end of the webinar. So first, let's go through Facebook analytics. Here, the process remains quite simple. I select the platform I want to view for, then select the account. And I can select the date range from the right. it goes back to the last 90 days or 3 months. And I can also customize the date range for Facebook and Instagram. So the first thing I'll see within the analytics is how the page has performed. So I need to understand before posts how the overall page has been doing. The overview will be on these different parameters, which will be likes, reach, the new fans I've gained, and the total post I published during the given duration. I can quickly see in a graph when exactly I've gained audience and when I've lost the audience as well, the impressions in a graph. And this is my personal favorite, which is the active fans graph. Now, using this, I can actually see on which days and times the users have been the most active on, and then schedule my content on those times. And yeah, it's backed by data. It's meant to get me an even higher reach and engagement. Then I can see the audience demographic. Then the most active commenters, most active likers, and the most active sharers would also be shown in here. Let's move to the posts to see how the post analytics would look like. So firstly, an overview for the performance of all the posts based on parameters like reactions, reach, engagement, and the post video views as well. Here for Facebook, I can understand what's the type of videos. Is it image, text, video, or link, on which dates it's been uploaded? And also analyze the reach and engagement for each type of video to see how it's performed. Finally, I'll see the post performance. Now in here, I can individually see each and every post, how that particular post has performed. And if I want to sort it based on reach, engagement, find out the post with the highest amount of reach, I can directly find it over here. And then I can maybe visit the post, it's a video in here, or even plan to reshare the similar content to my other social media platforms if this has performed well. And lastly, we saw how important analytics can be. So here I'll see a popular hashtags in this cloud view. I can see how all the analytics have performed, and the bold ones will be the ones which have been the most popular. Now, it's not right to view the reports over here. In the end of the day, I might want to share some exports of the report with my team members, my clients, the other stakeholders. Here, I can also export the report. So I can either download, I can also send it out as an email, which will automatically be delivered, or I can even schedule on a monthly, weekly, or a quarterly period. So all these analytics can automatically be delivered to me on the email that I mentioned. Additionally, these analytics would also be white labeled with the company logo and not a mention of SocialPilot. Let's quickly look at how the analytic report would look. Here we go. So I can see I have my own company logo on the top, the page name over here, and there's no mention of SocialPilot. I can directly keep on sending these analytics to anyone I want. Now let's move to Instagram in here. Now for Instagram, we have separate analytics for profile, posts, stories, as well as reels. The first thing is to select your account and the date range on the right. Here I can see, similar to Facebook, how the profile has performed for the total number of followers, views, reach, impressions, and the website clicks for the link in bio. I can see the new followers when I've gained, audience demographic on the basis of age, gender, and locations. Now, this data can actually help me understand what type of audience do I need to target, for what age group do I need to create my content, so I can create the right kind of content focusing on the audience that has the maximum engagement with my content. Then, similar to Facebook, active fans, here we have followers online activity with the heat map that can help me understand when they are most active and decide the time when I want to publish it. Then I can see how the posts, stories, and reels have performed. So for stories, the analytics would only be available for the last 24 hours. For posts and reels, I can see for the last 90 days as well. Let's talk about reels. First, an overview, as we saw for posts as well, the reach graph, and the interactions. Now for reels, I can also see how every individual reel has been performing. Now we can see the analytics for reels are always better. And finally, the hashtags. So for Instagram, I can actually see how each and every individual hashtag has performed. And based on that, I can plan on using these hashtags again, which will make my post perform even better. And that's not just it. If I want to create one report for one of my client or one of my brand, I can do that using manage reports. So here I can create a combined report of multiple accounts. Let's say I want one single report for all of Pablo's accounts. I can click over here and start creating a report for all of his accounts. I can even have one single PDF which can be exported for all the 3 accounts. and directly share it with my client. So that's about analytics, how I can view all the analytics within one single dashboard and how I can measure my success. Over to you, Pushkar, for some new updates.
Thanks for taking us through those key KPIs, Rahul. There are so many metrics that help us indicate the performance, right? Once we become familiar with checking these regularly, you would hardly fail in your publishing strategy. After this, it's time to see some of the features that were most requested by SocialPilot users and recently launched on the platform. Let's take a quick look. Over to you, Rahul.
All right. So during the webinar, I talked about a few features which have been launched very recently. And yeah, SocialPilot's always developing. So if there's a feature in your mind, don't hesitate to share it with us, and I'm sure we'll be working on it. Some of the features are threads, library access for clients, which is crucial for agencies. We have some new updates on the mobile app as well. And we also have a feature for holiday calendar. But first, let's see how I can myself get to know about all the latest updates so I don't have to wait for the next webinar and I can start looking at it all by myself. So here in the dashboard, there's a section specifically for new updates, which is what's new. So here I can find all of the options. We discussed the recent feature, which is an enhancement in repeating the post. If I want to repeat it weekly, daily, monthly, I can directly select. For all the agencies, we have an option to give library access to even my clients. So it's very simple. While adding a new user, once I'm adding a client, I can give them access to the library, and it's not compulsory. Let me quickly show that to you. So once I add a client, I have an option to give them access to viewing the library. Now this will ensure if I have any templates, post ideas, which I want to create for my clients, and then they can publish on their own, I can give them the publish post access and simply manage this use case. Then there are some new features as well. Let's quickly go through them. We have some new updates on the mobile application. So as I was talking about, it's much more easier to work on the go. I can click a picture from my phone and directly push it out on the social media platforms from the SocialPilot mobile app. The links in the first comment will also be shortened. So these are some minor enhancements, but I'm sure these are going to help you out while scheduling your content. And yeah, we have threads. I'm sure a lot of you have submitted a request for threads, but we do have it now. So you can start publishing content on threads as well. You can add subtitles to videos, which will help you reach out to a wider audience or a multilingual audience. This is something which has just been launched in the last 1 month. We discussed TikTok to disclose brand affiliations. Again, it's a feature we have just launched. For Canva, earlier it was only possible for us to add square images or 1:1, but now we can add different dimensions of videos as well. So any designs I've stored in Canva, all of those can be added. I can optimize it for the right kind of post and then publish it. Finally, there are a few other features, which is going to be about TikTok brand disclosure, also the link sharing for Google Drive. It's much easier than before. We have an option to create folders in Google Drive as well. So all of you who have an issue in storing your media files, assets, I would say Google Drive, Box, and Dropbox are great integrations that we have. You can create folders, you can manage all of your content, and directly use these integrations for yourself. And then the holiday calendar. So now if I want to plan a post on a holiday, I don't really need to wait for anything. SocialPilot will actually do all of that for me. Let's quickly look how that feature would work. I can subscribe to the holiday, to the country for which I would like to see the holidays. Let's say for the US, I want to create a post on the 4th of July on the Independence Day. I click on create post. Now here, SocialPilot has already provided me with the caption, which has all the right characters, the relevant keywords. I can personalize it by adding some custom fields, which will automatically add my address or contact details. I can also add a stock image directly from SocialPilot. Let's add a stock image for a US flag. And I can directly add this image over here. Now, all I need to do is select my accounts in here to whichever I would want to publish to. Let's say I want to publish to Instagram for both Pablo and the daily podcast. I can directly do it. Now, the benefit of this holiday calendar is does not take any time for me to create content. I have the media in SocialPilot, I have the caption in SocialPilot, and I can also customize it for my different clients by using custom fields. So those are some of the features which we have launched in the past. but we also have an interesting roadmap, which Pushkar is going to talk about. Over to you, Pushkar.
Hey, thanks for that, Rahul. Cool. Now let's come to the exciting bit, my favorite part. Let's look at what's coming up on SocialPilot in the next few weeks. Right. So, first thing, SocialPilot is going to launch one of the most requested capabilities, analytics for YouTube. Users will soon be able to look at KPIs of video post performance right within the app. It makes more sense to actually have YouTube KPIs on the app since we're talking about video marketing, right? So stay tuned for that. We'll be releasing that soon. One more exciting feature we're adding, which is tags to your posts, where users can add labels to the post to keep them more organized and find them easily by searching for them from maybe library or cute posts, right? Also, another major capability coming up in a few days is the ability to add notes on your calendar. Users can add multiple notes in a day or a single note for the entire week. This will help you plan your calendar better and plan ahead with your team in terms of what to post, what not to post. Another key feature that will be released soon is analytics for LinkedIn personal profiles. Users soon will be able to look at personal profile data and see how their posts are performing for those profiles. There's a lot more coming up on SocialPilot though. These are some of the major ones that we spoke about. Do keep an eye out on the What's New section to know more about the latest features that are being released. And feel free to send in your requests by scanning the QR code if you need a new feature to be added on SocialPilot. Now, let's move on to the Q&A. We'll address as many questions as possible with the time restrictions that we have. So let's move on to it quickly. Cool. So let's take this one, which is very frequently asked. Rahul, how will my team member get to know if I mention them?
So yes, we can customize the notification settings in SocialPilot. If I am mentioning a team member in the calendar, they will receive that notification. But yeah, one of the thing important over here to notice is that I need to tag my team member over here. Let me show you how to do that. So in the comments option, I can press on this icon, I can tag Adam, and all tag Adam needs to do is enable his notification settings in his own account, wherein he needs to receive a notification for any mentions, and this will send him an email notification. It could be immediate or it could be even as a daily summary or both, whichever you want.
Awesome. What is the upper limit in terms of file size for videos?
The upper limit for file size of videos is 500 megabytes.
Cool. I think this is also very common. Like my custom thumbnails to YouTube posts do not publish. Why?
For YouTube, I think the custom thumbnail, the main issue could be not being a verified channel, because to upload a custom thumbnail on YouTube, the channel has to be verified. Let me quickly show that to you. So once we add a video for YouTube, it could be shorts or it could even be a long video. I go to the YouTube channel in here, and from here I can upload a custom thumbnail only if I have a verified account. Let's wait for a few minutes. Right here. So again, we have a pop-up here as well. Only verified accounts can customize the thumbnail. However, if I don't have a verified account, I still have an option to select the thumbnail from any of the given options in the frame. That should be the reason. In case you are still, that's not the case, feel free to reach out to our support team. We are available 24 hours from Monday to Friday on live chat as well as email. You can ask us any question that you want. And yeah, we'll be able to help you out with all of this.
Awesome, Rahul. So another very common question is, can I add subtitles in different languages on my YouTube videos?
Yes, you can. So while adding any video content over here, you have the option to select language of the subtitle as well, and you can add multiple languages.
Awesome. So another very common question is, I have a video repository that I post from. Is there a way I can store them on SocialPilot for easy access? I think a lot of people are asking for, storing that posts. How do we do that, Rahul?
So if the posts include both the caption and the description, then the best place to store all the content is going to be a library, wherein I can have templates, I can have top performing posts as we discussed, and all of these can be stored right here. However, if we talk about purely media files like videos, images, only the assets, I would recommend storing those in one of the cloud integrations, which could be Google Drive, Dropbox, or Box. You can basically add all of these hashtags in there, all of these video files in there or image files, and share it with your team as well.
Okay, cool. Can I reply to someone who reacted on my Instagram stories?
Yes, you can. So through the inbox, we do have an option wherein you get, if anyone reacts or replies to your story, it comes as a direct message. So from there, we do have an option to respond.
Awesome. How do I categorize different posts like reels, videos, images directly in the calendar?
Uh, That's a good question, actually. And our team is already working on it. So here in the calendar, as you can filter the content, we are going to come with category tags, which is going to be similar across library and your calendar. And maybe while you are scheduling your content, you can add a tag for a reel, a video, a feed video, shorts, not just that, but even if it's for a podcast one, podcast two, I can give any different tags that I want to posts and categorize them in any different way. But that's something which we are going to launch very, very soon, not available for now.
Cool. Stay tuned for that. It's going to be an amazing feature. It's going to help all of us actually really be more organized. Cool. So we'll take another couple questions since we have a time limit. Another one is my copywriters and video creators need to collaborate all the time for social posts. How do I configure such a workflow in SocialPilot?
So there are two ways to do that. As we say, we can schedule a content, and then I can tag my team members in here. I can collaborate with them effectively. But that's not just it. While I am creating a post, let's say post on this day, it's a test post. I can save it as a draft with the data as well. Now, this draft post, as long as I've enabled draft sharing through the setup, is going to be available to all of my team members. And all of us can directly start collaborating on this one single post. So maybe the copywriter can add their caption or the main copy of the image. The graphic designer can start adding medias. And we can always collaborate, mention each other, start tagging someone so that they can make those changes themselves.
Got it. So we'll take one last question before we wrap up the session. Can I reply to someone who reacted on my Instagram stories?
I think we just covered that through
We
inbox.
did that. Oh, okay. Just a moment. We'll pick another one up. Okay, how do I collaborate on my reels?
So if the question is about collaborating on Reels with some other person or party on Instagram, then there is an option to do that. And there is also an option to collaborate with your audience within the platform that we just discussed. Let me show you how to create an Instagram collab post. So once the reel has been added, in fact, Instagram collab post does not really have to be only for a reel. You can even collaborate with other users on carousels or a single image post as well. So here, once I make it a reel, I have the option to directly add any profiles or to add collaborators as well. What adding a collaborator, as we discussed, would show is that it's a joint content creation effort. This post is not just visible to my audience, but also visible to Martin's audience. And yeah, it's going to have an even higher visibility for all the audience on Instagram.
Cool. Thank you so much, Rahul, for taking us through all the features for running exciting video campaigns on SocialPilot. Thank you everyone for joining in. Feel free to reach out to our support team for any further queries and they'd be happy to assist you immediately. Make sure you follow our social media accounts on Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube so that you get the latest update on SocialPilot. Thank you so much. Hoping to see you soon on the next webinar of SocialPilot with some exciting content idea or topic. See you. Bye-bye.